In the early 1930s, German scientist and experimenter Werner von Braun started rocket and missile research, believing in their use as weapons. Unguided rockets, unlike guided missiles, can date back to the Vedic age in India or ancient Chinese warfare. In the summer of 1941, German scientists launched the V-1 missile, the first of its kind as a weapon for the Nazis as a weapon to bomb Allied forces in London, which were known to them as buzz bombs for their distinctive sound of the engine. Soon after, they released the V-2, which unlike the V-1 was a liquid-fueled long-range missile that flew near the borders of space, falling straight down at speeds exceeding the speed of sound, which at its time was an unstoppable force. The V-2 missile also sets the start of the space race in ICBM. With the end of World War II, Allied forces captured many unused V-2 missiles and began experiments on them, which led to the development of long and short-range intercontinental ballistic missiles. The space race had begun with Sputnik being launched and the development of NASA in the U.S. The birth of space aeronautics and rocket scientists had become new also. All of this wouldn't be possible without Werner von Braun's missiles and research. In the modern day, missiles are still used in warfare and space for shuttles and satellites, coming from their German predecessors.
Hello, welcome. I'm Daniel Chef for Arirang News. Let's start with our first story. Our focus is on North Korea. As we did yesterday, North Korea appears to be advancing its ballistic missile capabilities. It test-fired a submarine-launched ballistic missile on Saturday and sent 3 anti-ship cruise missiles into the East Sea. Our Kim Hyun-bin shares what experts are saying about how the communist regime is moving closer to perfecting the weaponry and what kind of threat it will pose to Seoul and Washington.
In recent years, North Korea has proven its intercontinental ballistic missile capabilities through numerous test firings, and experts believe the missiles could even reach the west coast of the United States. On top of that, Pyongyang is coming close to miniaturizing a nuclear warhead that could be mounted on top of a ballistic missile. Now, North Korea has taken the threat to a whole new level by developing ballistic missiles that can be fired from submarines. If that becomes a reality, the communist regime could enter U.S. waters covertly and target key military facilities on the U.S. mainland. Unlike intercontinental ballistic missiles, submarine-launched ballistic missiles are much more difficult to detect.
Submarines are not detected on radar and can only be detected via sound waves underwater, so our current missile defense system will not be able to detect.
On Saturday, North Korea claimed that it has successfully carried out an underwater test fire of a submarine-launched ballistic missile. If confirmed, it will be the country's first test fire of a ballistic missile from a submarine. Experts believe it's only a matter of time before the North perfects the technology. Later in the day, the South reported Pyongyang had fired 3 anti-ship cruise missiles into the sea off its east coast. After the test firings, the U.S. said launches using ballistic missile technology are a clear violation of multiple UN Security Council resolutions, and warned that the North submarine-launched ballistic missiles could represent a fresh threat to the security of the Korean Peninsula. Kim Hyun-bin, Arirang News.